guys, so for this video I got a little good news for y'all, but it's gonna get a little personal, and I'm gonna get into details. First things first, I just got my first apartment. Yay, I'm excited. And I'm fucking 31 and just now getting my first apartment. But I'm gonna explain to you guys why, and I'm gonna explain to you why I decided to move, and I'm also gonna tell you guys why it's important to pay attention to your kids, know your kids, love on your kids, respect your kids, talk to your kids, be involved in your kids' lives, especially the parents who have kids that are like me, that are very quiet and self-sufficient and, you know, really don't ask for much or talk much. Those are the kids that you need to pay the closer attention to, because those are the kids that are going through things. Those are the kids that need you the most. And as a parent, when you don't realize that your kid needs you, your kid tends to find that comfort and that support from someone else. And I think that as a parent, you never, ever, ever want your child to find comfort in someone else that is not you. I think that, you know, you want to know that your kid got into a fight today at school. You want to know that your kid got a girl pregnant. You want to know that your kid is not happy in school. I don't think that, you know, it would sit right with you as a parent knowing that your older sister or your older brother knows things about your child that you don't even know about your child. But it's more so, is it the child to blame, or is it you as the parent, because you are the one who is supposed to be making sure that your child is okay and doing fine. All right, so let's get into why I am 31 and just now moving out. All right, so I am the baby. My mom had me when she was 40, and for my life of me, I was so embarrassed to tell people that my mom was 40 when when I was younger, because all of my friends' parents were like 28, 30, maybe 33 at the oldest, and it was like, how old is your mom? I used to lie, and I used to tell people I didn't know how old my mom was, just because, you know, when you tell someone whose mom is 27 that your mom is 45, they're like, whoa, you know, whereas kids, we don't understand. But now that I'm older, it is what it is. She had me at 40. All right, cool. But I'm, like I said, I'm the baby. And self-sufficiently, when I was 13, she had a stroke. And at 13, I had to learn self-sufficiency. I had to learn how to get up and get myself dressed and get out the house by a certain time so that I could make it to the bus stop by a certain time so that I could get to school. I had to learn how to cook. I had to learn how to be at home by myself, because she was in the hospital for a lot of my middle school years. And, you know, I was quiet about it. You know, I never told anyone. It's not like I went to school blabbing like, oh, I'm not home by myself. You guys should, you know, like, I had to learn independency. So when I turned 16, I became her in-home service worker. So a lot of people don't know, but yes, I do in-home service for my mom as well. And I just always knew, like, you know, my mom had a big family. As soon as, you know, she moved out of her house, she already had kids. So, you know, she's really never been alone. I remember I tried to leave when I was about 17, 18. We got into it, and I left. And she called every single one of my friends that she knew. She even popped up at some of their houses, seeing where I was. She was blowing up my phone. She had my family blowing up my phone. And it was like, you told me to get out of your house. And now that I'm out of your house, you want to pop up at my friend's house and you want to blow up phones. Okay. You don't want to be alone. That was the mindset that I had, that she just didn't want to be alone. You know, because it got to the point where it was like, I'll give you money. Like, just, you know, like, she's not married, she doesn't have any, you know, boyfriend or anything. So I just, like, you know, like I said, at a young age, I was just like, you know, my mom doesn't want to be alone, and this is my, you know, it's okay. I can have company, I can have friends over, you know, I'm pretty much, you know, I can do what I want to do. I can leave when I want to, I can come back when I want to. I don't have any kids. But as I started to get older, you know, my friends knew, like, I'm not going to stay here for the rest of my life. I do want to live my life, but, I'm like, I'm cool, I'm good. And so it wasn't until earlier this year, my best friend passed away earlier this year, and I remember I just wasn't having a good day. And I told, my mom didn't know that my best friend had passed away, because me and my mom don't have that relationship where I can go and sit down and talk to her about what's bothering me, or if I had a bad day. Or there's a lot of things that have happened to me in my life, aside from me being kidnapped and molested. There's a lot of things that have happened to me in my life that my mom have absolutely no idea about, and she probably won't know, because we don't have that type of relationship. She never sat down with me and ensured me that if I was to come to her about anything, it would be kept between me and her. Everything that has ever happened to me in my life, the world basically knows about it. The whole church knows that I was kidnapped and molested. The whole church knows that I got a DUI. Everybody in my family damn near knows that I'm moving, and it's not because, some of them might have seen it on Facebook, but my mom called the world and told them, and it's like, some things should just be, private. Even, I'm not even all the way moved out, and she's already having people come check to paint the room and already offering to give it up to her son. And it's just like, make me feel like you want me here. Make me feel like this whole time I've been sitting around taking care of you, making sure that you're straight, making sure that you're not alone. Make me feel like it was appreciated, and not just, oh yay, she's leaving, let's have a fucking party. So what had happened was, like I said, my best friend passed away earlier this year, and I just wasn't having a good day. And she asked me a question, and I didn't have the answer, and I really, wasn't in the mood. I was fighting back tears, and I remember she said something like, "Don't blame me for what that man did to you." And I was like, whew, damn, as a parent, you should never throw something so treacherous and so hurtful in your child's face, no matter how old they are. What happened to me was not funny. It's not a joking matter, and it shouldn't be something that's thrown in my face. If I was out here gangbanging and on the streets and hoeing and didn't have no job, and I just you might be entitled to say whatever you want to say, but don't, when I'm out here doing me. I've had a job since I was 16. I've had a car since I was 18, I've always had my own money. I stopped asking my mom for money when I got my first job, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm actually helping her get money by being her in-home service worker, because I let her, have the check that comes in my name. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, make me, as a child that is your child, feel like you love me. You can't just, as a parent, you can't just tell your kids that you love them. You have to show them. And I'm not saying that my mom didn't show me that she loved me. I'm not saying that my mom didn't look out for me in a many of ways. I'm just saying that mother-daughter relationship we don't have. Yeah, so anyways, we got into it because, that kind of to say, don't blame. We weren't even talking about that. Let me just start there. she asked me a question about a car, a light on in her car, and I didn't know the answer. I was like, I don't know, my car doesn't have that. And she's like, that's not what I asked you. And I'm like, Mom, I'm not in the mood. And she just flew off the rims, don't blame me for what that guy did to you. And it was like, wow, this is how you really feel about me. And then she was like, get out. And I was like, you know what? You got it. You got it. You got it. You got it. As you guys know, my birthday was in January. It's now May. I moved out. Like I said, I haven't fully moved out, but she's already offering the room, She never came to me and said, why after all of these years are you just now deciding you want to move? All of this. And I won't lie, it's kind of hurtful, because it's like I sat here all these years. I've been wanting to live on my own, but I felt like I was being her protector by being here. I was giving her something to look forward to, because she knew every day I was going to be there. And now I won't be there any longer. And it's like, do you even care? You know, like, do you even care? Do you even want to know why? Like, do you even want to know as a parent that you pushed me to move out because of your hurtful and vindictive words and the choices that you have made as a parent, as opposed to me just, being your daughter? So I said all of that to say this to the parents. You don't have to be your kid's best friend. You don't have to be that aggressive parent that checks phones and stalks their social media. But you have to be that parent that notices when something's off. My birthday was in January, and I went to Miami, and I came back my birthday is January 25th. I went to Miami for Super Bowl weekend, and ever since I came back from Super Bowl weekend, I don't eat there. My mom used to cook breakfast, she used to cook dinner, and I stopped eating there. And she noticed that I stopped eating there, but not once did she say, well, why don't you eat here anymore? The reason why I stopped eating there and the reason why I decided to move is because I just didn't feel safe anymore. I didn't feel comfortable in a space that we created together, and I was no longer happy. And I feel like those are things that as a parent you should notice about your kid. You should notice that there's definitely something wrong when your child stops eating at home. There's definitely something wrong when you just jump up one day and say, I'm ready to move, and then 2 days later you are moving. But my mom never asked me why I'm moving, and I just feel like as a parent you should definitely pay attention to the signs, pay attention to your kids, make sure that your kids know that they can come to you for whatever, about whatever, because like I said, as a parent, you never want your child to feel like they can't confide in you, but they can confide in your sister or your niece or your cousin or their cousin. There's things that, like I said, have happened in my life that my mom has absolutely no idea about, and she never will. And one of the reasons why is because every time I tell her something, it gets spread to the world. Everybody knows I have a DUI at the church. Cousins, my aunties, my uncles, the church don't need to know that I have a DUI. Family, cool, but the church, I literally just started moving this week, and I guarantee you the church probably already knows. My advice to all the parents is, teach your kids, love your kids, hold them tight, because you never know. You never know. This world is crazy. People are crazy. People are dropping like flies. So love on your kids, because the choices that you make in life ultimately are going to determine how your kids grow up and see you. And not for 1 minute am I making this video to bash my mom, because I love my mom. She has done the best that she could for me all my life, even with, having a stroke and all the other things that she's been through. But I just kind of wish that, and hopefully one day we do have that bond or that relationship. But for me, like I said, I'm already 31. I kind of think it's too late. I definitely kind of think it's too late. And it's never too late, but it's kind of too late for me. So all right, you guys, thanks for watching. Like I said, if you're a parent, just be the best parent you can be. Just make sure that your kids know that they can, like I said, come to you for whatever. Your kids should never be afraid to tell you anything that is happening in their life. They got a girl pregnant, talk about it, work it out. Don't just, oh, you got to get out of my house. Just figure it out. Think about how your parents raised you, and just go off of that. Love you guys.